Today, I added Porsche Penske to F1 Manager and simulated 10 seasons. Can Porsche Penske simulate their success in IMSA and WEC in Formula 1? Stay tuned to find out. My name is Chris, welcome back to CFRacing, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CFRacing, and a couple weeks ago, Porsche Penske did just win the 24 Hours of Daytona, so I got the brilliant idea to add them to the F1 Manager game and simulate 10 seasons of their team. So I think that's pretty exciting, not gonna lie. So a little bit of admin before this video starts. The mod I used for today's video was from, it's on Overtake. It's free to make an account and all that. All you gotta do is make an account. You can download these mods and add them to F1 Manager. This account was Porsche F1 My Team, create a team from Mr. Only on Overtake, so go check it out. Really cool mod. He also has a Patreon if you want to go check it out and support him as well. But the mod is really cool. It's more of a Tag Heuer Porsche mod, but it's the closest Porsche mod I can find to a Porsche Penske, so I added them into F1 Manager. And also, I don't call it Porsche, I call it Porsche. Sorry if that offends anybody, I don't really care. But to start this simulation, the two drivers I have driving for Mr. Porsche Penske over here, we have Teo Porcher and Ryo Hirakawa. If you don't know who Hirakawa is, he's now an Alpine reserve driver, but before, I believe he was a McLaren reserve driver. They have a lot of them, so I decided to throw Porcher in there because I wanted Porcher as the driver for this team. He was originally a Sauber driver. If you don't know who Porcher is now, I forget what he's doing. I don't know if he's in IndyCar or whatever he's doing now, but I put him in Formula 1 because I know he develops really well in this game. And Ryo Hirakawa, he's like 30 years old. He develops a car very well, so I have him as the second driver for this simulation. With that being said, if you guys are new here and you enjoy simulations like this, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, links in the description down below. And with that being said, guys, enjoy this simulation. Season 1 in 2025 was a World Drivers' Championship for Max Verstappen, as he took 13 wins on the year, scored 497 points to finish in P1. Charles Leclerc took 3 wins, 403 points to finish P2. Lando Norris took 5 wins, 400 points to finish in 3rd, followed by Hamilton taking a 1 win, 321 points to finish in 4th. Oscar Piastri took 2 wins, 303 points to finish in P4, and you can see it was a very close title fight between Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren this season. Liam Lawson finished 6th with 209 points, Alonso was 7th, George Russell was 8th, Tsunoda was 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was Teo Porcher in his rookie season for Porsche Penske. He did a very good job scoring 49 points. Pepe Marti was your F2 champion, and Dino Beganovic was the F3 champion. Ferrari did end up winning the Constructors' Championship this time by, I think that's 19 points if I did my math right. I can't remember. Red Bull was in P2 with McLaren in 3rd. It was 31 points separate the top 3 teams. Like, that's insane. Obviously, Verstappen carried Red Bull. Aston Martin actually beat Mercedes for 4th. We got Mercedes in 5th. RB had a good season in 6th. Porsche Penske started off in 7th. Haas was 8th. Williams was 9th. Stake Sauber was 10th. And Alpine finished in dead last. Are we really surprised? No. And also, I forgot to put this in, but I did swap Doohan and Colapinto halfway throughout the season. So, just because. Actually, I think it was after 5 or 6 races I swapped Doohan and Colapinto, just to make it as realistic to real life as possible. In the driver transfer market, Valtteri Bottas goes to Porsche Penske, and so does Kevin Magnussen. They both removed their rookie drivers for 2 more experienced drivers, which is exciting. That means Porcher and Hirakawa both end up as free agents, and heading into 2026 Season 2, there are minor airflow changes. Season 2, 2026 was a back-to-back championship for Verstappen as he took 10 wins on the year, 459 points to finish in P1. Lando Norris put up a decent title fight as he took 8 wins, 393 points. He finished 2nd. Oscar Piastri was 3rd with 2 wins, 304 points. Charles Leclerc took a win, 299 points to finish 4th. Hamilton actually took 3 wins, 293 points to finish in 5th. Lawson was 6th. Tsunoda was 7th. Alonso was 8th. Stroll was 9th. Valtteri Bottas driving for Porsche Penske was in P10. Victor Martins was your F2 champion, and Rafael Villagomez was your Formula 3 champion. McLaren win their first Constructors title since, I guess, 2024 now, with Red Bull in 2nd and Ferrari in 3rd. Aston Martin's 4th, followed by RB 5th. Porsche Penske up to 6th, doing pretty solid there. Williams in 7th, Stake 8th. Mercedes with Russell and Antonelli dropped down to P9. Ocon and Behrman and Haas are P10, and Alpine is still in dead last. But damn, guys, we got some driver transfers here. Pierre Gasly has left Alpine to go to Porsche Penske. That moves Fernando Alonso to Mercedes. Théo Pourchaire comes out of free agency to go to Aston Martin. George Russell goes to Williams. Ollie Behrman goes to Alpine. Lance Stroll goes to Haas. Frederick Vesti also goes to Aston Martin. Alexander Albon goes to Sauber. That leaves Sergio Perez going to RB, and Kevin Magnussen, who was a Porsche Penske driver before, is now a free agent. So we're going to have a Pierre Gasly and Valtteri Bottas driver lineup, which is very exciting. And heading into 2027, there is a major speed change in Formula 1. Don't really know what that means, but it affects all departments. In 2027, Season 3, Max Verstappen goes back to back to back, as he absolutely dominated this season with 17 wins, 485 points to finish P1. Liam Lawson actually finished P2, took his first 3 wins of his career, 301 points to finish in second. Charles Leclerc took no wins, 282 points to finish fourth, followed by Piastri taking 2 wins, 215 points to finish in fourth. Sorry, Charles Leclerc was third. I think I said he was fourth. Lewis Hamilton took 210 points to finish fifth. Valtteri Bottas took Porsche Penske's first ever win in this simulation. He scored 165 points to finish in P6. He dominated Gasly. Gasly wasn't even in the top 10 this season. I don't know what happened. Russell was 7th. Alonso was 8th. Antonelli was 9th. Ocon was 10th. Gabriele Mini was the F2 champion, and a made-up driver, Sophia Michaud, I don't know how to pronounce it. Not one of those made-up drivers in the game. She was the F3 champion. Red Bull win their first Constructors title of this simulation, as we have 3 winners in 3 seasons. That's pretty exciting. We got Ferrari in second and McLaren in third. Porsche Penske up to 4th. They're slowly gaining and gaining, followed by Mercedes 5th, Williams 6th, Haas P7, Aston Martin 8th, Alpine 9th, Stake P10, and RB drops 6 spots to finish in dead last. But they scored 72 points. Like, everybody scored a lot of points this season. It was one of the most competitive seasons ever, besides at the front, where Verstappen dominated. So, let's take a look at the driver transfers. So, we got Lando Norris going to Red Bull. Oscar Piastri's going to Ferrari. Liam Lawson's going to McLaren. A lot of teams cannot afford drivers. That's why we got Deschamps, Fries, and Marie going to McLaren, Mercedes, and RB. That only happens in the game when all the other teams are broke. Sainz goes to Mercedes. Antonelli goes to Stake. Yuki Tsunoda goes to Williams. Nico Hulkenberg and Fernando Alonso both elect retirement, which is pretty exciting. And heading into 2028, there is a minor airflow change coming to all the cars. In 2028, Max Verstappen goes back to back to back to back, making him, I guess this is now like an 8-time world champion in real life, but a 4-time champion in the simulation, as he takes 11 wins, 504 points to finish in first. Lando Norris took 10 wins, 466 points to finish P2. So there was a title fight, but just between, like, the top 2. Charles Leclerc took 2 wins, 332 points to finish in third. Oscar Piastri took a win, 255 points to finish in P4. Carlos Sainz was 5th. Antonelli was 6th. Esteban Ocon was 7th. Bottas was 8th. Stroll was 9th. Albon was P10. F2 champion was Paul Aaron, good for him. And F3 champion was Leonardo Fornaroli, who was actually the 2024 F3 champion. So he stayed in F3 for a couple more seasons there. Red Bull win their 3rd Constructors title of the simulation. Or sorry, that's the 2nd. I messed that up. 2nd Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari in 2nd, and we got Sauber in 3rd. Mercedes was 4th. Haas was 5th. Porsche Penske was 6th. Alpine was 7th. Aston Martin was 8th. Williams was 9th. McLaren with Deschamps and Lawson. Oh my god, what a terrible driver lineup. They dropped down to P10, and RB was in dead last. And I totally didn't forget to update the Constructors Championship points. In terms of driver transfers, Esteban Ocon goes to Mercedes. Jack Doohan goes to Aston Martin. Vesti goes to McLaren. K-Mag goes to Alpine. Roman Stanek as a rookie goes to RB. Franco Colapinto goes to Haas. Fries, Deschamps, and Marie, I guess they were like one-year wonders. They're all back into free agency now and probably will never join Formula 1 again. And heading into 2029, we have a major chassis overhaul coming to the regulation changes. In Season 5, 2029, Verstappen goes back-to-back for the 5th time in a row, as he took 14 wins on the year, 491 points to finish P1, and he's absolutely unstoppable this simulation. Norris took 4 wins, 277 points to finish P2. Oscar Piastri took 2 wins, 345 points to finish P3. Théo Pourchaire took 4 wins, 334 points in the Aston Martin. I guess he probably should have stayed at Porsche Penske, but he finished in P4. Charles Leclerc took 167 points to finish 5th. Antonelli, 153 points to finish 6th. Doohan was 7th. Tsunoda was 8th. Valtteri Bottas for Porsche Penske scored 80 points, finished P9, and Gasly still getting destroyed by him. Sainz was P10. Arvid Lindblad was the F2 champion, and Oliver Goether was the F3 champion. Red Bull win their third constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari in P2 and Aston Martin in third. Stake Sauber was fourth because Antonelli's carrying them, with Williams in fifth, Porsche Penske sixth, Mercedes seventh, Haas eighth, Alpine ninth, RB 10th, and McLaren are in dead last. Wow, they're absolutely terrible. And we got some crazy driver transfers here with Max Verstappen and Franco Colapinto both going to Porsche Penske. That moves Parsi and Amon both as created rookies. They're both going to Red Bull and McLaren because they have no money. Lawson goes to Alpine, Bottas goes to Williams, Sonoda and Hadjar both go to RB. That's kind of what's going to happen this year in 2025. Roman Stanek and Gasly both go to Haas. Kevin Magnussen retires, and that leaves Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez as free agents because they have no seat. Heading into 2030, there's a minor airflow changes to the regulations, or whatever that means. Season 6, 2030, Pierre Gasly has stopped the reign of Max Verstappen as he took 7 wins on the year, 360 points to become World Drivers' Champion for Haas, by the way. Lando Norris took 2 wins, 335 points, finished in second. Verstappen took 6 wins, 313 points, finished in third. Antonelli took a win, 245 points, finished in fourth. Charles Leclerc took 2 wins, 218 points, finished in fifth. Théo Pourchaire took a win, 173 points, finished in sixth. And Sonoda took 4 wins, 167 points, finished seventh. And we have an 8th different winner this year. Roman Stanek, as a rookie, takes 1 win, 150 points, finished P8. 8 different winners. That's insane. Piastri was 9th with 143 points, and Alexander Albon was 10th with 93. Christian Mansell was your Formula 2 champion, and Charlie Wirtz, I think that's how you pronounce that last name, or Wurz, I can't remember, is the F3 champion. Haas win their first constructors title ever. Look at them cook, with Ferrari in P2 and Stake P3. It looks like all the Ferrari engine teams had an insane regulation change. I guess that's how that worked. Porsche Penske was 4th with Red Bull 5th, 8th Alpine 9th, McLaren P10, and Williams in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Théo Pourchaire now goes to Penske, Porsche Penske, Colapinto goes to Sauber, Pranny as a rookie goes to Red Bull, Jack Doohan goes to McLaren, Hadjar goes to Aston Martin, so does Zach O'Sullivan, Arvid Lindblad as a rookie goes to Alpine, Lance Stroll goes to Williams, Jack Crawford as a rookie goes to Williams, Ollie Behrman is back, he now goes to RB, that moves Parsi, Amos, and Albon all heading to free agency, and Valtteri Bottas decides to retire at the end of the season, and heading into Season 7, 2031, there is a minor chassis overhaul. Season 7, 2031 was Max Verstappen's 6th World Drivers' Championship of the simulation, but first ever for Porsche Penske. They have finally made it to the top of Formula 1 as Verstappen took 11 wins, 466 points, finish in P1. Andrea Kimi Antonelli took 4 wins, 317 points, finish in P2. And Théo Pourchaire had a pretty solid season, not as good as Verstappen obviously, but he took 5 wins, 287 points, finish in third. Ollie Behrman took a win, 212 points, finished 4th. Gasly took a win, 208 points, finished 6th. Charles Leclerc took 2 wins, 200 points, finished in P7. Piastri was 8th, Norris was 9th, Sonoda was 10th, Sonoda was 9th, Colapinto was 10th. B Gunn, made-up driver, was the F2 champion, and Joseph Loke, I can't remember if that's created driver or not, but F3 champion right there. Porsche Penske won their first ever constructors title with Sauber in P2 and Ferrari in third. RB was 4th with Haas in 5th, Red Bull 6th, Mercedes P7, McLaren P8, Aston Martin 9th, Alpine P10, and Williams are actually in dead last. And this is, I think, the most driver chances we've had in the simulation so far. Let's get a load of this one. Silva as a rookie goes to Red Bull. Murakami as a rookie goes to Red Bull. Lando Norris goes to Ferrari. So does Kimi Antonelli. Lombardi as a rookie. And Pranny goes back to Aston Martin. Lombardi as a rookie goes to Mercedes. Sainz and Vesti both go to Williams. Nyman as a rookie goes to Stake. O'Sullivan goes to Haas. George Russell goes to McLaren. And that leaves Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll, Jack Crawford, and Roman Stanek all as free agents. And heading into Season 8, 2032, there is a major airflow overhaul. Season 8, 2032 was Andrea Kimi Antonelli's World Drivers' Championship dreams come true as he wins for Ferrari and he dominated, taking 13 wins on the year, 476 points, finish in P1. Théo Pourchaire takes 8 wins, 382 points, finish P2, and of course the year Charles Leclerc leaves Ferrari, they win the championship. Lando Norris takes 310 points to finish 3rd. Verstappen took 2 wins, 304 points, finish in 4th. Ollie Behrman took 240 points to finish in 5th. Sonoda, 1 win, 302 points, or 202 points, I'm supposed to say, finish in 6th. Ocon was 7th. Pranny was 8th. Doohan was 9th. Russell was P10. Arthur Boscher was the F2 champion, and Cheryl Mack was the F3 champion. Totally real drivers, by the way. Ferrari is the World Constructors Championships for the 2nd time in this simulation, with Porsche Penske in P2 and RB in 3rd. Mercedes was 4th, followed by McLaren 5th, Aston Martin 6th, Haas P7, Alpine 8th, Williams 9th, Stake P10, and Red Bull with Pranny and Norris are in dead last. What a terrible driver lineup that is. I mean, Norris is good, but Pranny's just absolutely terrible. In terms of the driver transfers, Jack Crawford and Lance Stroll both go to Mercedes. Hadjar and Arvid Lindblad, which could be a future Red Bull driver lineup, by the way, both go to Red Bull. Nyman goes to Aston Martin. Piastri goes to Alpine. Verstappen goes to Stake Sauber, and that means Porsche Penske takes Charles Leclerc out of free agency to drive for them in 2033 and 2034. Lombardi, Silva, and Murakami all end up as free agents, and as a regulation change, the regulation change is changing, I can't speak, to high-speed wings, by the way. Season 9, 2033 was Andrea Kimi Antonelli's back-to-back championship, as he took 8 wins, 407 points to finish in P1, but it was a great title fight with his F2 and I got kind of like F4, like rival Ollie Behrman, or I guess they're best friends, I really don't know. Behrman took 7 wins, 401 points, 6-point difference between the top two, which is awesome. Verstappen took 3 wins, 305 points to finish in 3rd. Yuki Tsunoda took 2 wins, 282 points to finish 4th. Charles Leclerc in the Porsche Penske actually took 4 wins, but he only scored 228 points. He was 5th. Norris was 6th. Gasly was 7th. Colapinto was 8th. Doohan was 9th. Teo Porcher was 10th. Dolo Reed Alvarado was the F2 champion. What a name, by the way. And Thierry Barbier was the F3 champion. Like I said, all made up drivers. RB was the Constructors Champions for the first time ever, with Ferrari in P2 and Sauber in 3rd. Porsche Penske was 4th, with McLaren 5th, Haas 6th, Aston Martin 7th, Williams 8th, Red Bull P9, Mercedes P10, and Alpine in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Zach O'Sullivan goes to Mercedes, Pierre Gasly goes to McLaren, Yuki Tsunoda goes to Alpine, Niemi as a rookie goes to RB, Doohan goes to Williams, Gurin is a rookie, he goes to Haas, Esteban Ocon also goes to Haas. That means Carlos Sainz retires from Formula 1, Lance Stroll and Liam Lawson both end up as free agents, and heading into Season 10, the final season, 2034, there is a minor airflow regulation change. Season 10, 2034, what a season Porsche Penske had. Charles Leclerc wins his first ever Drivers' Championship, by the way, as he took 15 wins on the year, 546 points to finish in P1, and Teo Porcher took 9 wins, 447 points to finish in P2. Porsche Penske won every single race this season. They did the clean sweep. Antonelli was 3rd, Verstappen was 4th, Nyman was 5th, Colapinto was 6th, Pranny was 7th, Ollie Behrman was 8th, Gasly was 9th, Vesti was 10th. This is the guy's real name in the F1 game. Nicholas. That's his first and last name. You can't make this up, game. He was the F2 champion, and Rennie Lefebvre, I guess that's how you pronounce it, is the F3 champion. Porsche Penske win their 2nd Constructors title of the simulation, with Sauber in P2 and Aston Martin in 3rd. Ferrari was 4th, RB was 5th, McLaren was 6th, Williams was 7th, Alpine was 8th, Red Bull was 9th, Mercedes was P10, and Haas finished in dead last. So guys, let's take a look at the final stats for all 10 years. So at the end of all 10 years, we only had 4 Drivers' Champions, but that's better than not having any, so that's pretty cool. Verstappen had 6 of them, Antonelli won 2, Charles Leclerc had a championship, and so did Pierre Gasly. You don't see Gasly winning many champions, especially not for the My Team as well. He won it for Haas as a Haas driver, which is kind of crazy. In terms of Constructors' Championship, this is quite interesting. Red Bull had 3, Ferrari had 2, Porsche Penske had 2 champions, so they did pretty good in 10 years. McLaren had 1, Haas had 1, and on top of that, RB had 1. Like, what's next? We're going to get like a Sauber championship? Like, that's crazy. And in terms of wins, Max Verstappen, he clearly dominated with those 6 champions. He had 87 wins. Leclerc had 29, Norris had 26. So did Antonelli and Teo Porcher. 3 drivers with 26, that's kind of funny. Piastri had 9, Behrman had 8 wins, so did Pierre Gasly. Tsunoda had 7, Hamilton had 4, Lawson had 3, Bottas and Stanek both had 1 win. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy and you want to see more simulations like this, hit that like button and subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, links in the description down below. And with that being said, see you guys next time.